Welcome back to the Culturally Distinct Podcast, guys. It's your boy DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned back into the show. I'm glad you guys tuned in. It's a great show, great time. But before we get to the show, I'd like to thank my sponsors, 605 Adult Beverages. Also, my sponsors, not my sponsors, but my partnerships over there at Red Core Universe. Much love to you guys for bringing culturally distinct, not just domestic, but international. Guys, look, when I represent, I always got to represent us, you know what I'm saying? As you see the shirt, you see the queen right here, Dina Simone, you see what it is. And today's my guest. The reason why I wore the shirt because the guest that I have today is kind of correlation to what we're going to be talking about today. So, with no further ado, I'd like to welcome to the show. Now, I might butcher the names of guys, but I got you. Hold up. I know I got L, and Sadiki.
That's it, bro. You got it.
They are...
No bloodshed. Look at that.
Right. They are members, not members, but co-founders and co-founders of Acute Inflections.
Acute Inflections.
Inflections.
He's a country.
I said, how you guys doing?
Oh, we're good.
You good? So, before we get started, I want to ask you guys, originally, where you guys are from? Where are you guys from?
Well, I was born in Queens, New York.
Okay.
My family is Jamaican. So.
Oh, okay, dope. Dope.
I was born in Trinidad, but I've been in New York most of my life.
Okay. So having that influence, that Caribbean influence in New York, right? I know that you have soca in Trinidad. You have reggae in Jamaica. So when you guys started the group, was that the influence that you guys, I guess, was behind what you guys do?
We nodded to it quite a bit. It's evident, like jazz is definitely on the undercurrent of reggae, and I guess soca is almost like a play on swing a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely it was present.
So to the audience that don't know you guys, I checked you guys out on YouTube and I saw that you guys have a certain style. It's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a jazz / funk.
Yeah, funky
/ melancholy, like a groove, right? It's jazz with a touch.
Yeah, definitely.
Touch of saxophone.
Yeah, I'd say jazz is probably the undercurrent, but we journey into other genres.
Okay.
A lot.
So it's like in the South, like we call it gumbo, right? Mm-hmm. So in gumbo we have a mixture of everything.
Yeah.
It creates a recipe. I think in Jamaica and Trinidad, you guys have a gumbo also, but you don't call it gumbo. It's a stew. It's like a stew, right?
Yeah.
So just take me back. How did the group get started, first of all?
We got bamboozled. I got bamboozled.
Okay.
Purposely by this woman.
No.
Okay.
It was not a setup. Honestly, we didn't know.
She told me, hey, bring your upright bass, play with this band, and then essentially the other musicians didn't show up, and I was forced to perform on stage with just her.
And I was forced to sing on stage with just him, so.
And then people ended up liking it more than with the other instruments, so we just kind of ran with it.
So how, the background, how did you guys learn how to play instruments? What was it, a school thing?
For me, it was a school thing, church thing, and then I just kept doing it, once I graduated, basically.
Okay.
Well, I mean, also did Broadway and all that stuff, but yeah, for me it was a school thing.
Okay.
So, just been a hobby.
Because that's a unique story because two people get together and both of them are musically inclined. So that's kind of rare. Normally it's like one person is an artist and the other person is the canvas. Versus both parties doing the same thing, right?
Well, he tried to pretend that he wasn't a musician. When I first met him, he did not mention that he used to play the bass.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
I mean, because she's when I met her, she was a professional, already.
Okay.
So this has been a hobby for me when, I was in junior high and high school, a little bit in college, but I hadn't touched it in 10 years when we met.
Okay.
So.
And he kept it secret.
I mean, it wasn't a secret. It's just it's not what I'm doing. It's not what I didn't even have a bass at my house, so it's like not really relevant to be like, oh, I used to do this when I was a kid. Like,
right.
You know.
That's interesting. That's funny. So now, so now as the individuals, the people see that viewing, they see that not just the music, but also the love. Mm-hmm. Right?
Well, that's what they're calling this?
Because the thing is, you know, yeah. I want to say, because with artists, right, and two people that work together, it could be.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, one person might have more passion in one thing, one person might have another drive in another.
That's exactly.
And you know, I have a vision this way. This is the vision. I think we should do this. Yep. Target this audience. So how does that work?
Very difficultly.
Okay.
It's we have learned to respect each other's honesty.
Okay.
And I've had to learn to give him more space to bring his ideas. He's a genius. He really, really is. But I like to solve the problem. I don't know. It's an only child thing. But we definitely have learned to find that good open line of communication, honesty, and respect for each other's, I guess, strong suits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So take me down memory lane. With the jazz. What can I call it? Give me a. It's not a genre. I know it's like a mixture, but give me a name for it.
I mean, you can call it Acute Inflections if you want.
All right, good. All right, good. AI, right? AI. Shout out to AI. Yeah. So take me down memory lane. Some memories that you guys had starting off. What are some pitfalls to triumphs that you guys, I guess, experienced in doing this?
I mean, personally speaking, I'll say that because it wasn't something that I was doing often or at all when we met in the beginning, we got a lot of harsh feedback. It was mostly directed my way. So we would do a gig and people would come up to her and say, like, you need a different bass player, he's not that good. Or people would come up to me afterwards and say, you need to start taking lessons, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, it's discouraging, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, give me a second, we're just starting this thing off, we're figuring it out, no one's ever done it like this. So you're judging us harshly based on what you know from what other artists have done.
Right.
But there's not really a blueprint for a bass voice duo. So, you know, it's been rewarding, it's been fulfilling for us to take the time. Really got to give credit to the private event clients because they're the ones who, in the beginning, were like, I just like it the way it is. Come to my wedding, come to my birthday party, come to my corporate event, and just gave us the space to create and to refine. And you know, now it's nice to see all those same people coming back and say, I've never seen a bass played like this before. It's very percussive, but it's melodic, it's beautiful, it sounds like a cello sometimes. And to appreciate what we've been able to create with that space. So I'd say that's, you know, one extreme. The criticism that was discouraging might even lead to some people quitting, you know, because that happens a lot when you have a dream, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. And saying that it's like Elon Musk, for instance. Elon Musk, when he came out with things that he wanted to do, people called him crazy. Mm-hmm. It was like, that's because they never seen it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So most people, well, you guys from New York, so you guys understand 85%, 5%ers, and you know, 85% people, they just go with the flow. They don't know, right? 5% is the ones who have the dreams, and they make things happen. They make what we have in, you know, in the States, or in the world, creative, so other people can use it. That's what you guys are doing. So let me ask you guys this. Also, when it comes to the music, what are some genres that you guys are fans of?
We love Amapiano, Afrobeat.
Shout out Afrobeat.
15. What Polyphia? What is that?
It's kind of a Spanish guitar alternative rock mix. It's a band called Polyphia that we like. You know, I grew up playing in orchestra, so I like some classical, the more dramatic, a lot of movie soundtracks.
Okay.
Hans Zimmer, Philip Glass, stuff like that.
Julia Kent.
Yeah, Julia Kent for sure.
She's a cellist.
Yeah, obviously jazz and R&B and neo soul, all that stuff's like home. So I think we're just giving you the stuff that people would be surprised to hear that we also.
Yeah, that's dope. I have to say, you guys listen to that type of music because you guys are familiar with Quincy Jones, right?
Yeah.
Who?
So Quincy Jones, he started off with composing orchestras, right? With Count Basie, and then Frank Sinatra helped him out a lot. But he was one of the only blacks, and not the only black. Him and Sammy Davis in that field that's working with that type of music. And now, fast forward to 2024, you guys listen to that type of music. Because it's not a lot. It's like, I call them Renaissance individuals, people that understand the arts, understand the culture, and how the music could be chipped off, so to speak, versus having your R&B's, hip hop.
Yeah, they can definitely intertwine.
Right.
Sorry, I wanted to mention one thing that's fun now is he's been playing the bow.
Okay.
And it's been great I think one of our favorite, mix mash is doing Can't You See from, was it Toto? Who's it? Can't You See with the bow. Like an actual orchestration of that song.
Oh, wow.
And we'll switch between a classical version of it into R&B funk, back into a real dramatic orchestration at the end. It's so crazy. It's just what makes your voice. It's pretty. It's fun to play like that.
That's dope. So you guys are on tour, right?
Yes.
And the reason why they are here because they're in Houston. So on tour, let's talk about the business side of it, because artists, they normally don't deal with the business side. And they normally, have people that deal with that because it's so much. The booking, the venues, the money, the tickets, it's a lot. How do you guys manage all those hats and still try to go on stage with a good performance?
I mean, if I'm being 100% honest, I'm not saying this is for everybody. We've had to sacrifice the musical side of it. We don't get to rehearse nearly as much as we should.
Okay.
Because it does, like you said, take up so much of our time and attention to get the marketing right, to book the venues, to deal with the ticket sales, all that kind of stuff.
However, we wouldn't trade it, because we have been burned so much in not being involved in those aspects that because now we control it and we're doing it ourselves, it's a lot more work, but we get to see what's being spent where. We're not, we'll give you $1,000 while they're making $50K. No. So it's just a matter of you spend an hour doing this, spend an hour doing that. There's lots of spreadsheets, lots of calendar reminders.
Absolutely.
It's definitely not impossible, but it's a lot of work.
But it's hard. So you say it's hard, or it could be accomplished, but it's difficult.
It's beyond difficult. I'd say, humbly speaking, I'd say it's
borderline impossible for most artists. Like we're fortunate because we complement each other well, and we've come from different backgrounds. But if you just grow up playing an instrument and that's all you went to school for and that's what you focused on, it's going to be hard for you to sit down and learn how to properly build a brand, how to build a website, how to manage social media, how to edit videos, how to do all the audio stuff, then to figure out something like Eventbrite and setting up a Facebook pixel. And so you are going to need to put a team together. But I think to her point, we've seen throughout history that if the record label does it for you, you won't end up wealthy and they will.
Correct.
You won't end up with control and ownership of your music and they will. So I do think it's important that artists either do it themselves or hire someone to do it for them.
Right.
But don't get hired as the artist. That seems to be where we lose control. And it's madness to think, how can someone else own your music? Your music comes from your life, your experiences. Those are your words, your thoughts, your emotions, your visions, put out there into notes, melodies, into lyrics, and someone can own that.
That's crazy, right?
Crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy. So speaking of record labels, are you guys wanting to remain independent?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's no signing? No.
Not at this point.
Not
Everything that an artist would need, like a record label for, we've literally done it on our own. So now that we see that it's possible to do it on our own, why do we need it?
Yeah, just continue doing what we're doing.
That's dope. That's dope. You guys hear that, right? Stay
is
independent.
possible.
Stay independent.
You gotta stay independent.
Yeah. I will say a lot of artists don't really, they need to learn how to think like a business. You have to treat yourself like a business. Read whatever books on business, even if it's like some random thing on finances or whatnot, just to shift your mindset and your work ethic to wear the two hats of being a business person and an artist. They can coexist.
And right now, in this day and age, a good thing that we have the internet, right? And I call YouTube University.
Yes, it is. How can we learn from that?
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. A couple of my business that I have, I learned from YouTube during the pandemic, and it was like, wow, this is easy. This is public knowledge.
Yeah.
They give it to it for free.
Crazy, right?
But the thing is, a lot of people just don't go. Just like some people just don't open a book and read.
Yeah.
Some people are not going to just go there and do their research on it. But
I mean, it's
tempting to be distracted, because that's the thing. You can use YouTube to just sit there and be distracted and watch funny videos and stupidness all day.
right.
Or you could learn and build yourself up an empire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about mindset too. So collaborations, do you guys want to do, or have you guys done any collaborations, or do you guys want to do any collaborations with any other artists or types of artists?
We do.
Yeah, we do and we have, but we want to
Definitely take it to the next level.
Okay.
And because I think what's happened so far is it's been very short, almost improv collaborations.
Okay.
We've had dancers that we've collaborated with, sometimes a tap dancer, modern, whatever, jazz, hip hop dancers. Sometimes an instrumentalist will come up on stage with us and do a few songs. But
Okay.
the next project that we're starting to put together is doing something with maybe a string quartet and an orchestra or something like that.
Well, that's dope. That's dope. So let me ask you guys this. Since you guys are on tour, I never actually asked a group or artist this. When they go to different cities, do you guys do your research on the city that you're going to in terms of the culture?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, like sometimes it's happening in the dressing room. We're like, what's the name of the closest river here?
Right.
So we'll like pull it in. Well, we're definitely interested.
Okay.
Because even if it's just one thing, we can put it in the show and just connect.
Because what's crazy here in Texas, I'm not from here, but it's a big fake. It's like a big thing that everybody does. It's called screw music, right?
What is that?
So screw music is basically they slow everything down. Like, so if the but the BPM on the song is whatever it is, it slows it down like 75%.
wow.
Why? Just curious.
It's just culture. I don't know. Just like in New Orleans, we have jazz, but at the same time we have bounce music. So basically, we put a bass and a snare, and we up-tempo the beat to let it match the song, and it's bounce. It's kind of like soca. It's kind of like soca.
Does that same song, the same style of music for like line dance? What's it called? Line dance?
Well, no, line dance is different.
Oh, okay.
Line dance is called. It's like what is it called? It's like between funk, country, and dance. It's weird. It's it's kind of like it's weird. Like you can just mix it up how you want to. I want this in it. I want this in it, and serve it out. So it's weird. We like we're talented. We create anything.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying?
It's exploring.
So I know you guys have to get out here. Let me ask you guys this: influences. What influenced you guys to continue to go?
Oh. Well, we're gonna have different reasons. Honestly, those greats that came before us.
Okay.
Your Ninas, your Sam Cookes, your Josephine Bakers, your Billie Holidays. Like, and so many more to mention, but their passion for the music and also the passion for seeking change, not just for their people, but in the world. Like, we feel like the baton has been passed to us to do that, to not only put good music out there, but to really speak for humanity.
Okay.
And take it higher.
That's
So all those influences. Anybody who has done that in the past to break those grounds, to allow us all to come to the front door instead of the back.
Yeah.
And
That's big.
being in integrated rooms with audiences. Those are those people who keep us going.
That's dope.
For today.
Sadiki?
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be here if I didn't see the show that she was in on Broadway called Fela. It's about Fela Kuti, the Nigerian singer, activist, the father of Afrobeat. And, I've always loved music, but from the time I was a kid, when people were like, hey, you're pretty good at this, you might want to consider a career, I'm like, no, I don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew I didn't want to do it. And it wasn't until I saw Fela that I think a little light was sparked, because hearing Fela say that music is the most powerful weapon,
Absolutely.
and how he was intentional about using it to inspire the Nigerian people to stand up against corruption, oppression, stand up for freedom, stand up for what's right. It really just planted a seed. It's not like I went and grabbed my bass, I didn't see it, but until we met, we started performing together, I started seeing the effect it could have on an audience. And then people like Fela and Bob Marley and then all the others that she mentioned, realized like,
it's a calling. You don't have to want to do it.
Right.
If you're built to do it and the world needs it, then bloom where you're planted. So.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a dope. I was listening to him like last week. The old Fela. I'm talking about when he was like, he was a protesting, but it's like a chant. It was dope. It was dope. Yeah. You guys gotta go look at that if you know.
Fela Kuti, country with Fela.
So, guys, as we get out of here, how can the people find you? Do you have any upcoming shows, websites, anything, merch or whatever? How can they get in touch with you guys?
I'd say just go to acuteinflections.com, and then you'll find links to our social media. You'll find our boutique, where if you wanted to buy
one of these snazzy t-shirts or a tote bag, a coffee mug, we have all sorts of merch for sale. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, social media, all those things as well. We're around.
Yeah, and we are currently on tour. We have two shows in Austin tonight, tomorrow night, and the rest of our show calendar is on our website as well. We're going to the West Coast real soon, so check us out.
It's dope. And I'm looking at the shirts. I see you got Billie Holiday. You got Rose, but she had.
Yeah.
What was it, Magnolia she had, I believe?
Gardenias.
Gardenias.
And when I do my show, I wear orchids, but it is a nod to Madam Billie.
Oh, that's dope.
Lady
That's dope. Before we get out of here, I'd be like remiss if I don't ask this. The name. Where did the name come from?
Acute Inflections?
Yes.
We needed a name that invited people to imagine, because I think for our music to work, you need to be an active participant in it, in the process, to kind of feel what seems like it's not there at first, because it's almost like your conscious mind says, well, where are the rest of the instruments? What's the problem? But subconsciously, as you sit there, you do get a little hypnotized. It is kind of groovy, and the sound of her voice, it creates this atmosphere. So we just needed a name that took you outside the box and said, like, look, we're going to be doing something different. Join us.
Like wonder, essentially. The invitation of wonder.
And there's just the little nuances, the minimalism,
Right.
the little inflections of the voice going this way or his tapping. And, I'm acute. So,
As you guys see that we got what we got going on here, guys, make sure you guys go hit the group up. Guys, look, I had a great time here. Hope you guys enjoy your time here in Texas.
Thank you for
You got
having me.
Austin, Houston, Austin. Are you guys going to Dallas?
Dallas and
Okay.
Lubbock, Texas.
Love it. Okay, make sure you guys get something to eat, because here in Texas they feed you a lot.
They eat,
Oh.
yeah.
Large portions.
Yeah, y'all let that sit around.
It's like a plate.
Yeah, we've seen what y'all are doing. It's not good. It tastes great.
Right.
You'll enjoy yourself.
You can share. You guys can share.
I had one of the best salads ever. I was shocked. I'm like, this is
Yeah, I don't think
salad?
he's talking about salad.
No.
Nobody comes to
No.
Texas for salad.
Nah.
I will get some brisket. Don't you worry.
Oh, they're gonna give you a lot of it, so you guys can share it. But make sure you guys get something to eat while you guys here in the South. Food is good, and then it's a lot of influence from Louisiana. A lot of people came over, so now they have seasoned with their food. They didn't have seasoned prior.
And she's been seasoning her food lately as well, and it's nice. It's nice to have seasoned food.
Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
thanks.
Yeah. No, it's great.
You mentioned it, and I was just
Right. I won't get nobody in trouble,
I
guys.
can make it look pretty. Thank you.
Guys, I gotta get out here. This is your boy, man, DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned in to the show. One more time, guys. What can they find you guys?
AcuteInflections.com, at Acute Inflections on social media, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Make sure you guys tune in. You know where to find me. Culturally Distinct. Much love. Drink ALP6. And who else I'm thinking? I think so many people. Erykah Universe. Word of the day. Guys, you gotta leave on with a word of the day. Give me a word.
Diligence.
Diligence. Keep at it. Guys, this is your boy DJ KO. I love you guys. Much love. Peace.